Hello there, Dan the Weatherman here. Hey, welcome to my weather show. We take a look at the weather for New Zealand for the coming week. It's been quite an interesting week, some real contrasts, some dramatic weather as well. This week things, of course, much quieter, but we go back to last week and you talk about a stubborn low that brought 4 months worth of rain to parts of Gisborne. This is Sponge Bay in Gisborne, where it literally just came out of the heavens. 4 months worth of rain in the span of 2 to 3 days. And you think, well, how is that possible? And we've seen these extreme rainfall events around the world, and even in New Zealand, we're seeing them more and more. It's just temperatures warming up. This was the rainfall from last week, accumulated rainfall. New Zealand there, and that was the pipeline of moisture coming out of the subtropics. So this had loads of moisture from the tropics working down. That was 50, 100 millimeters of rain. That was the actual forecast rain, but it was going off the scale. That's why we saw so much. But the other key is you've got more moisture in the atmosphere. You're squeezing out more moisture, but then the weather systems, the weather patterns, they get stuck. They stop moving, so you keep Mother Nature's fire hose in one place for a long period of time, and it just keeps and dumps, and that's what's happened. See this big pipeline? That's the leftovers of what has been that system that's just dumped the rain to the north and east of the country. The streamlines showing the upper troughs, that's the remnants of that upper low that's just was sitting there across the north and east of the country, finally going away. There's the last surge. You can see it wrapping back in with just some bits and pieces to come in. It's all been warm air. You see those little bends there? That's an upper ridge that's been slowing these systems down, and as the warm air builds, it's more or less like a chicken and egg where it keeps weather systems from moving through. And in our particular case, the warm air to the north and east, the orange, sits there and acts as a big block. So with that, you've got our weather system, our little trough. It can't go away. So if it can't go away, it takes all of its moisture and it says, oh, where do I put it? And it just dumps it in one place. So that's why we get these extremes of rainfall. But in any event, that is going to go away through the course of the week, much quieter to clear through as it does. Here's how Monday shapes up. Big ridge sitting off to the east. Your pipeline, your leftovers of wet weather goes east. So it's just some leftover showers. You've got weak high pressure, 1018, 1020. It's a drier day, much better. I know most people going back to work. Much better overall. And we keep that flow from the north and the west. So a pretty mild start to the week. Much quieter. Tuesday looks good. There could be the odd shower. Converging winds, central parts of the North Island. You're a bit warm down south. You have the same sort of thing, some mid to upper 20s to the far south. That could be the plan on Tuesday. See that system goes away. We gather a few more systems off to the west in the Tasman Sea, but they're not real big squeezes of sorts in the sense of moisture. They're just little puny systems. That one creeps a bit closer. There could still be a few showers popping up with heating of the day, central parts of the North Island on Wednesday. South Island, you're okay, just hints of a few shower. Front slides by the far south. That system there tries to creep in, but it's just sort of fading away. The reason why a more dramatic system starts to develop with a good engine room, an upper trough, coming out of Australia into the southern parts of the Tasman for Thursday. Few of those heat of the day showers. It's still quiet, it's still decent. Warm northwest flow, we could be starting to see some mid to upper 20s. I wouldn't be surprised if this week we could even see the odd 30, if you can believe it, because there's some really warm air developing in northern Australia, and that's, if the flow is right, heads our way. And it will be as we get to Friday. Look at that pipeline. Where's the air coming from? Straight. That spells of wet weather, could be heavy at times, the west of the North Island and particularly the west of the South Island. Squeeze of the isobars, strengthening winds too, Cook Strait, strong to severe gales. But where's the cold air? No, none in sight. It's a warm week for sure. That's how we go. The weekend we then bring those systems through, so we all then bring rain from the west coast to the South Island up to many areas. So the weekend could be a wetter one, could be a windier one at this point, but at least there is some high pressure. And it's certainly feeling like summer over the course of this week. This is the rainfall, by the way. So this is the leftovers of that system there to go away. But watch what happens. For most of us, though, we're in this little dry patch. So it's a dry week, particularly as we start. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, no problems. There's the rain approaching with that next system which comes towards us by Wednesday, and then by Thursday into Friday, west coast of the South Island, and then most of us seeing that. And there, of course, is that pipeline of rain from, of course, the early part of the week. I've mentioned the temperatures. Here's a different way to look at them. Temperatures about 1 to 2 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. That takes out sea breezes. It's a good way to see where the air is coming from. Follow the lines, and it's coming from the North Tasman Sea. That area of green there is about a temperature of 16 to 18. And when you see the yellow, that's getting into the upper 20s, maybe even 30s. And watch where that yellow goes as we run through the course of the week. So the low goes away, we have a new low coming in, and all the while we just start dragging lighter green and yellow, meaning it starts getting warmer with a nor'wester. For eastern areas, you start seeing that by Wednesday, by Thursday. In a nutshell, the blue, the colder stuff stays south, that warmer stuff oozes in. So it's easily a week of upper teens, more likely 20s, and there could even be, particularly by maybe Friday, that odd spot that could be creeping perhaps close to 30. See that rusty little brown colour there. A little bit of a cool down towards the end of the week to the far south, but it's feeling like summer, certainly for quite a few of us. If you haven't already been to the lake or to the beach, you might be doing so this week. That's the weather for now.